Alright, welcome to the question 7 video for the PE2 compilation. For this video, we're going through the solution, the thought process of getting to the solution for 7A and 7B. Right. So let's go through the question briefly. It's a standard data analysis question where we are given a CSV file and we are expected to find the year of max graduates. So what do the question want? If we look at the question, we want to find the highest number of graduated students in a specific course. Right. So let's go through the standard process of doing data analysis. So usually the first step is very clear. So let me copy a framework that we can use. So if you look at this is the framework that we'll be using, and I'm coding on Glide today. So we'll see. All right. So whenever we are trying to solve a data analysis question, we will always import our data using a helper function given. So the helper function is right here, and we will filter the data that we want from the CSV file, and then we'll group it by using dictionary and list, and after that we'll transform the group data to our desired output. So the common functions that we use are max, mean, sum, map, maybe even length of the list, things like that. So let's look at the question and figure out what should we do. Right. So we want to define a function that takes in, this is the course right here. So if we look at the data right here, we have year, sex, course, intake, and graduates. And in my IDE, I've imported it here. So this is the CSV file. It's always a good practice to look at the CSV file and see roughly what data are we dealing with. So as you can see, there's 5 columns. We start with year, sex, course, intake, and graduates. All right, this makes sense. And for each course, I only want to keep the data within this course. So for accountancy, I only want to keep accountancy. So we will be filtering by course. And for each of the course, I want to find the year in which it has the highest number of graduates, right? So we would like to group by year. And if we take a look at that, and then we can just record things down, we would like to group by year. Right. So once we reach, we want to like to filter by course, right? So I just want to write things down to be clear, and then we want to group by year. Okay, so grouping the by year, we want the number of enrollment, right? We want to find the year with the maximum number of enrollment. Yeah. And what's the output? The output here, I want to return the year in which the number of enrollment is maximum. So this is my output. So let's let's design the dictionary that we are using. Right? Since we are grouping by year, it makes sense for us to start our key with years, right? And then we want to keep track of the number of enrollment, so we can account for the number of enrollment for year 1 as a value for that, and then for year 2 we do the same thing. We have the number of enrollment for year 2, so on and so forth, right? So this is the dictionary that we want. So this is step 2 right here, and then now we are in step 3, right? So here we want to decide the format of our dictionary. So once we've decided the format of our dictionary, we can start to see how we can transform our data, right? So we would like to transform our data. We can use dot items, right? We can use dot items to get the following. So we can get a list of lists or a list of tuple. Start with year 1, number of enrollment 1, and then I have year 2 right here with number of enrollment 2, right? So on and so forth. So once I have this dictionary right here, I can translate it to here using dot items. Once I have this, I can just find the maximum in the list. Okay, so the tuple with the maximum number of enrollment, and then I return the maximum. Right. So that's the rough idea that we will be taking. Okay, and let's translate everything to code, shall we? All right. So let's see. So the first step is always very easy. We will always use the helper function with CSV, and then I'll just input the file name. And usually we don't want the first row, because the first row, the 0th row, it's the index. So we'll take the first row onwards. Oh, my bad. So it should be this way, first row onwards. And let's see. What we'll do is we'll filter by cost. This is easy. So we can always use filter. So what I'm going to do is to calculate our filter data by using filter, right? So we have the list outside to convert our filter object back to list. And what I'm going to do here is to specify my lambda function. I would like to check that I want to preserve the row where the cost, let's see what's the cost. If we look at here, the cost is in the second, is index 2, right? So index 0, index 1, index 2. So if we go back to our IDE, so index 2 here is the cost. I want it to be the cost right here. So this, I want it to be the input cost, right? So once I specified my lambda function, this will filter away those that is not my cost, and I will specify my input tuple as well, my input list in this case. So this filter out everything that's irrelevant, and we'll start step 3, and we would like to group here. So, so always bear in mind the object that we are trying to create right here. So the idea here is we would like to create a dictionary this way, and we'll give this name DCT. Right? So what is DCT? Ideally, it's of this form, right? And to create this, I would like to look through each of the row in filtered data, and I would like to record it in the dictionary, right? So for each of the row, so we are going row by row, and let's see, the year is row 0, right? Row index 0. Index 0, and right, so and then the what matters here is the enrollment number. This is the, I believe, index 3, so intake. So this will be index 3. Let me double check that's correct. The name intake. Right. So what I'm going to do is to track it using my dictionary right here. So again, it's a very standard way to check. Is we would like to check if year, if it's not inside this dictionary, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this item, this key. I'm going to make the year to be a key, and then I'm going to assign it to intake. This is what we want. If it's already in, what we can do is just to add intake inside, right? So this dictionary is a counting method for us. We will see if year is inside or not. If it's not inside, I'm going to create that entry, that key value pair. If it's already inside, I will just add by the amount intake. So just add this amount, and then I'm going to do this for each of this row. That's what this thing does. And once we've reached there, we are almost done. And what we can do is just convert everything, right? So back to a list of tuples. So here, the LST right here, I want it to be of this form. Right? So I'm going to convert that using dot items. And remember, dot items will not return a list. So I will need to convert this into a list. Right? So this does the job. And I'm going to sort. I don't need to sort, I can just get the maximum. So how do I get the maximum? Right. So I can just return the maximum of this list, and I would like to specify what thing it's looking to get maximum. So in each of these row, maybe let's not put row, but each of this tuple, I want it to look at the enrollment number. So this will look at the enrollment number and give me the maximum of it. Right? So once we've this is not quite there yet, because we want it to get the most recent year. So in other words, if I have a tie, if I have tie means I have two entries with the same number of enrollment, I would want to get the maximum, the latest year. So I can just input it here. So here, the reason I swap it is because I want to get the entry with the maximum number of enrollment. In this case, this is referring to this. But if there's a tiebreaker, if you want to do a tiebreaker, we want to tiebreak on the year as well. So I want to get the latest year. Let's see. Right. So let's move it here. So this should work. Right. Let's give it a try and do this. And let's try test question 7A. It's not defined, or because I haven't saved yet. Remember to save before you run your code. And let's test again. Test question 7A. Oh, I forgot to run. Let's see what's the error. So it's very common for us to get error, right? And it's a good time for me to demonstrate how to debug as well. So let's attempt to debug. Right, let's see. So I have this error, type error. So type error here means that we are using this. This is not supported for instance of function and list. So it's on line 69. So let's scroll and see line 69. And what's wrong? So I'm comparing. So it's telling me that this tuple one or something here, it's not comparable, right? And let's check to see what's going on. Right, so I've filtered correct. I'm filtering correctly, and then if we take a look at the dictionary right here, this is an integer, so this makes sense. I'm doing dot items, translate to list, and then I'm putting the list right here. And yes, I forgot to specify a key, right? So I forgot to do this. Let's try again. It's telling me it's false. Again, it's telling me it's false. Let's see what's the problem. Could be the issue where this is not an integer, and let's just convert things so that save, and then we get true, right? So there we go, question 7A, and we'll go to the next video for question 7B.